Yeah.
But we started investing in better for you brands because like life was different at that point, right? And there was literally this time, I remember this conversation with this guy we had hired as president, and we were going through the like cost savings line item, exercise, and we looked at high fructose corn syrup, which in that drink there's a lot.
Right.
And he made this joke. He was like, yeah, we sell all this high fructose corn syrup so we can eat organic. Totally joking about it, but I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. I was like, I don't, so whatever, there's a place and time for everything. I definitely don't think that people should be restricted from whatever they want to consume. But for me, I was like, I want to invest my time and money in better for you. And so that meant a couple different things. There was a meal delivery kit that I invested in and worked with those guys. There were a couple different products, but the one that came Koya was this brand called Raw Nature 5. Two Chicago entrepreneurs. They made these smoothies that tasted really good and these protein drinks, and they were making it out of a commercial kitchen and selling it in 20 stores in Chicago. So I just put a little bit of money in, but I was the local entrepreneur that they would always call for guidance.
Yeah.
There was a point after I had been fired from Four Loko that they were like, we're about to go out of business. And so I came in, I said, look, I'll fund this thing. I'm gonna be 100%. It was like a Marcus Lemonis moment. I was like, I'm 100% in charge. I'm gonna co-found this new company with you guys. I didn't want them to not be involved, just wanted to be clear. Yeah, but I'm doing it.
I'm taking over.
Yeah, and so we did that.
Yeah.
And that's the inception of Koya. We rebranded, we pulled the product off
How'd
the
you
shelf.
come up with that name?
So this was the exact opposite. We hired a branding agency, great agency out of, they're out of Austin now, go figure.
Oh, yeah.
Called Interact. And they went through this whole naming exercise. So the first idea was we want to make sure we could trademark it, right? And then we want to have some story behind it. So the idea is it's based on the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica.
Okay.
So Koya is like based on that. And the link is not that we have ingredients from Costa Rica. It's that it's one of the blue zones. And these are places that people live longer than anywhere else.
Right.
And they have core principles. And one of those principles is they eat a primarily, not exclusive, but a primarily plant-based diet. All of our products are plant-based. And so that was a cool story. And then we incorporated some of that into our like values. Yeah. So that's where the name came from. We don't really promote that because usually people are like, what's in it from Costa Rica? We're like, nothing. It's just the name,
Yeah.
But
it's a cool story. So.
Yeah, and then we got it out quick. And what was interesting is at the time, I think I underappreciated how valuable this was, but now it's a defining aspect of Koya. There's two things. One, we focused on taste. As you know, in beverage, like taste wins no matter what. Yep. People say they want health. If it doesn't taste good, they will not compromise. And the second is that we spoke to a female audience. And if you think about 10 years ago, protein was a very gym bro, masculine, like women were worried about getting too bulky, right? Nowadays, it's the exact opposite. But we started talking and targeting women from day one. It's not a primary.
And what year was this?
This would have been 15.
2015.
We launched in Whole Foods nationally in 2016, but we were doing all this in 15.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it was kind of ahead of its time in that aspect, which has really helped us grow.
And to launch in Whole Foods like after year one, I mean, that's pretty fast, right?
Well, fortunately, we had some great partners and investors. So one of the things that was established early on was this relationship with this key broker called Presence in the natural space. And the guy that runs that company that started it, he's like a guru in the space. He knows, he predicts the trends. He knows all the buyers. They all come to him. And he liked this idea. And so I flew out to, we were talking about Expo West. I flew out to Expo West because I was new to this industry.
Okay.
And I met him and I told him what I was going to do. I said, but I'm not going to do it unless you're going to do it. And he said, well, I'm not going to do it unless you're going to do it. It was one of those handshake deals. And so he was the one who was able to get us into that Whole Foods meeting. And what we found out later is even kind of horse trade with them. Like, hey, you have this kind of local brand you want me to rep, I'll rep them, but you guys put Koya in. We were one of the first brands.
And this is before Amazon, right?
Yeah, so we were one of the first that they launched nationally.
In my opinion, when it was better.
Yeah, I mean, before it was Amazon, right? I mean, but normally they would do things region by region. They did us nationally, and that was a huge, huge financial bet. You got to make sure it works.
Yeah.
But
because you got to support it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it was a huge, like everybody would meet with us then.
Right. You're right. So when it came to innovation at that time, were you like, because I've heard so many horror stories about people coming out with like 10 SKUs and all these different, what was y'all's like kind of base product that went into Whole Foods that then you kind of, took it?
Yeah, so 3 SKUs, 3 flavors.
Okay.
They were all the same in terms of their like nutritional profile, 18 grams of protein. And we intentionally did that because we felt like 20 or above at that time was like off-putting for women.
Okay.
So we did 18 grams. We did only 4 grams of sugar. We used a little bit of organic cane sugar, despite, everybody wanting to go all stevia or monk fruit. And then again, what ended up being a really good attribute that was uncommon at the time is that we became an excellent source of fiber. So protein and fiber.
You are ahead of your time.
Yeah, it was inherent from day one. And
did you do the cane sugar because of taste, right?
Because it
just tastes better.
Yeah, it just tastes better. Like a little bit of cane sugar,
and
okay.
it's not gonna hurt you.
It's like
not a big deal, people.
A couple grams of cane sugar versus like 30 grams. It's a very different ball game.
Exactly.
Right? So we did those 3, and then we just focused on sampling, and we believed, which has held true, like when people tasted it, they would like it, and we won, and we had high velocity. And so we would always go back to Whole Foods every year with 3, 4, 5 flavor ideas. At this point, I think we have 14 flavors on the shelf.
Oh, wow.
But that was over 9 years. Right?
Okay.
So we started with 3.
When you started, it was 3.
And then we had this like very pragmatic approach. We're like, we're going to go to natural in year 1. And then year 2, maybe we'll go to like the specialty channel, like the Wegmans of the world. And then year 3, maybe we'll go to like conventional. Maybe year 4, we'll go to mass. And it all blew up in the best way. Like a month later, Wegmans called us. We were in there. 2 months later, Giant Eagle, which is a Midwest grocer, called us. Very conventional, at least at that time. We went in there. I think within a year, we were working with Walmart. So it was like, we just started going everywhere. And
Did y'all have any e-commerce at the time?
None. Because we were at that time all perishable. So everything had to be shipped refrigerated.
Oh, what was the shelf life?
It was 120 days.
Oof.
But it had to arrive, like, if I was shipping it to you, like, it had to arrive overnight because I could only put ice packs to last that long. And it's still sometimes like,
that sounds like a nightmare.
It's not profitable. It was a nightmare.
Right.
Customer service we tried it. We killed it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But now, 8 years later, we innovated into a whole shelf-stable portfolio of products because our number one request was, how do we buy it in bulk, not one bottle at a time?
Right.
And then number 2 is, how do I get it delivered?
So now you're on e-commerce. Is it Amazon mostly, or?
Mostly Amazon.
Yeah.
We launched our own D2C, which for like unique product packs or like launches or things like that, but mostly Amazon. Amazon went from non-existent to a $10 million business in year 1. So there's clearly awareness and demand for it. And now we got to continue to expand our shelf-stable portfolio in retail, which is a whole different ball game because you're dealing with different buyers and review cycles and all that stuff.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us, no catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.